back. It's been about a week since I've played it. Things have just been quite busy. But yeah, this is always supposed to just be something on the side anyways. So thank you for your patience, y'all. You're the best. Thanks for joining me again on this journey. So we're on the dawn of day 3. There's a few things that we know we can do. One is to actually go down, talk to the Lich again, get that spell. It's a new day, so we can actually get some stuff. Then there is also the mirror that we need to go loot. And what else? We got a bunch of potions last time. We still need to go. We found the shop owner. But yeah, there's a few other things related to the tea shop we need to look into. We haven't found the person in the yellow jacket, so we'll dive into that. But let's see what he has to say. Hey, it's you again. Buying something? Oh, okay, nothing really new. Could buy that stuff. I'm not going to. I'm not buying that this playthrough. I might be missing out on some things, but that's alright. I'm going to save that for now. So we have our home up here. You know, I've never actually met Daro. I never met the guy there. Oh yeah, I never talked to the angel. It's been a while since I've talked to the angel here, so let's go talk to the angel. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of stuff we can interact with here. Let's behold the angel again. Ita. 21, okay. She follows orders, the type of orders that grant eternal fulfillment. There's a sadness in her existence, broken wings, stuck among lesser beings. What does she seek? When an angel falls, she ceases to exist. She is transformed. This creature does not seek redemption or emancipation. She seeks purpose. Let's go chat. Good day, Cleric. Her voice is cold and emotionless. Don't bother with frivolity. Celestials are higher beings, and you must engage them in that manner. That's correct, actually. She is not the type to do small talk. It'd be rude rather than polite. She is glorious. If you wish to speak, you must engage with the elephant in the chamber. Ooh, let's ask about Earth. Oh, okay. Disadvantage, but only 7. Can you fly or just float? The wing twitches to the side. You have the impulse to touch the wing. Maybe you can mend it, make it work again. Do not. She is not reading your mind. She is reading your clearly telegraphed intentions. I'm not going to touch it. You hear the goblin groan in the corner. The celestial does not even look at you, despite having so many eyes. Let's try to muster that courage. Okay, we did it. Huzzah. You clench. You pause. Unnecessary body functions. And some necessary ones, like breathing. Then you focus on the go. Speech. Tell me about Yorth. She stops writing. She mimics a sigh. The fated man god. Yorth of Norvik. That's the guy. Yes. She lifts her hand, pointing towards your chest. I serve his remnants. Dezekiel Smokal. Celestial, meaning something akin to children of dragons. The term refers to how most humans were slaves to dragons for centuries before the Arcanists broke those chains. The dragons do not rule our fates anymore. She's impressed. The celestial turns her head in your direction, just a bit. I uphold my honor through service to the Coin Lord. Good. Stay honorable. Serve the city well. Honorable. She turns back to her documents. I am unsure about many things. Yet for now, I serve. For good or ill. Her stance, it relaxes. Ever so slightly, she settles in your presence. She is a fascinating creature. Ask her more. There we go. Now she will speak to you, for real. Okay, I want to see what the Valkyrie one is. Where is that? I was hoping it was going to be labeled up here. Guess not. Okay, we'll just keep talking to her. See what she has to say. Cleric. Will you join my party? You seem like a strong companion. No. I am busy, Cleric. The goblin exhales. Relief. Good. You are strong enough to carry this team. Snail actually does a lot. You should appreciate him more. The goblin? He means well, but he's just a bit of assistance. Barely noticeable. Men were not meant to carry the world upon their soldiers. Oh my gosh, shoulders, not alone. Oh, that was embarrassing. Okay, what do you know about the pale man in the morgue? She closes the book floating before her. Avoid that creature. There is darkness there. Her halo spins erratically for a moment. I have been told not to interfere, both with the mortician and his helpers. He is surely a powerful wizard in hiding. Is he a wizard? Of course. At best, he is a weak arcanist. At worst, he is a powerful arcanist. A true arcanist would be fascinating. It is not impossible to imagine. Shouldn't I keep an eye on him then? If you wish. I suggest not engaging. Don't. You'll get in trouble. Oh, but he seems like such a normal guy. Avoid Viskin. Helpers? Mercenaries. Creatures who roam below. Dark spirits. They are unofficially sanctioned. None opposes their presence, for Viskin keeps them in line. Do not engage them unless forced. Did he have something to do with the tea shop? Not likely. Why? Viskin has been a presence here for almost 4 decades. To my knowledge, during all this time, he has never caused any issues. Beyond that, Viskin is also in tight cooperation with the Halfway Bridge tribe. Since they are the main drivers in this investigation, it would be strange if Viskin was behind it. Although, if you find any evidence towards his involvement, let me know. She opens her book again. What do you think about goblins? What information do you require? Pretend I'm not here. He steps further into the corner of the guard tower. Can I trust their chieftain? Lady Sageleaf is a powerful creature. Do not trifle with her, or her pawns. Her many eyes glance at the goblin in the corner. Her behavior is clean and highly acceptable. However, she does meddle in dark actions when needed. Hey! I don't disagree. Don't mess with the old lady. She looks at you for a few seconds. Perform your duties and leave. That is my advice. What do I know about celestials like her? Celestials, a gathering term for creatures born out of and from the Good Plains. There are many such creatures scattered across the coast. The only major civilization of Celestials located in Divini Tornum, the Golden Horde. I should keep talking to her. She is lonely, please, but her demeanor does not scream, please socialize with me. You have very cool armor. Thank you. She appreciates your appreciation. She has practiced the formal way of answering a compliment, because in her culture one does not do such things. No, thank you. She keeps working. Get to know her better. It is time. Become the man you are meant to be. Speak with the angel about religion. Ooh, this is going to be tough, especially at a disadvantage. Okay. We'll take it. This woman served Yorth. Why? A woman of her caliber, a great celestial of the West. She must be bound by some oath. Of course, an oath to serve the city, even beyond his death. She is a sister to the cause. Ask her. Ask her why she is here. Raise your head. The angel's many eyes focus on you as you open your mouth. Why do you remain here serving a city of men? She stops her work. The floating papers begin to move out of the way, and the angel descends ever so slightly. It is She grits teeth and clenches fists. The first time you've seen her perform any kind of physical exertion. To Miesto Gadazi Razum Saskel. The city has lost its head. A city of fools. Your legs shake. You stand before a goddess. Oh gods, the goblin yelps. Stand your ground. Face her. Do not lower your head. Gods, I just remembered. I've got a thing. The goblin hurries down the stairs behind you. The celestial faces you. Norvik is stronger than you think. Her normally stone-faced expression is still there, but with a swirling mass of esoteric force where her eyes are supposed to be. Her telepathic voice rattles louder than a crackling boom. I am not a slave to this city. A swirling sensation, the eye of a storm. You feel as though the world is vibrating around you. The angel's halo slows. She is calmer now, as if releasing that angry remark was exactly what she has been waiting to do. But that is not an answer to your question. Just listen. She lifts her head, and many eyes follow. Why do I remain here? She asks herself, yet in your mind as well. A tragedy of meaning. The darkness within her skull retracts as she waves her hand. Ask, if you are so adamant. Where do you come from? I was crafted from molten blood. Upon the slain corpse of the Titan, Werelotowski, my sister spawned from the flood on the slope at the closing. The closing, so she is... The closing, a term from the closing of the gates, an event which ended the gate era, occurred exactly 2,027 years ago. I am no Antiseptalian. My crafting was made here, on this esoteric coast, right as it all turned hellwards. At least 2 millennia ago then. It was force I learned, so soon after my first light. She lapses into more dated language when she recalls her birth. This is the life of Celestial. This is where I come from. The eternal battle for the holy mountain. So you're some kind of veteran. A short bark of a laugh in your mind. She thinks you are being funny. A colorful storm dances within the hole in her skull. Those before me, they were the ones who had actually arrived on this plane. They had not even a concept of time. Many mortals say my presence is alien. Older celestials are alien to me. How did you meet Yorth? She has not answered for quite some time. Ominous. At sea, I moved with a Yemen explorer at the time on her airship. I was an official gold dispatch. My job was to watch the Yemen's movements and report my findings while acting as an official witness. Only after a year of travel, the ship went down in the ocean. They accidentally flew into a frozen pocket. Oh. I stayed near to watch the disaster, as was my duty to report. Just quiet for a beat. 20 crew members... Sorry, my cat just went by and randomly clawed my hand. 20 crew members died in the impact. The other 12 gathered on the wreck. They called out to me, pleading as they froze to death. I did not have authority to interfere, as was the Golden Horde's foreign affair etiquettes at the time. Her voice does not change in tone at all, yet you can feel the pain as she tells you this. She obeyed. She followed orders. That is good. Horrible. Once the voices were silent, I left the blizzard behind, moving inward. That's awful. The storm raged. Before making it out of the pocket, I was struck by lightning. Her many eyes land upon her right arm, held out opposite the floating shards on her left. That is when my wing broke. I fell into the depths. Even an angel cannot withstand nature's fury. That should have ended me. Yet the strings aligned. A fleet of humans were traveling across the rough Ascani waters. You ran into the chosen people? Chosen people. She repeats your words. She does not like that term. The human god saved me. That is how I met him. I did not join him in his struggle with the low creatures of the in his struggle with the low creatures of Daziki Zamei, Yoraskani. Yet in time I served. What was Yorth like? You know. You have your tells. I know the stories. I want to know what you thought of him. You see many, many eyes gaze into yours. He was meek. Yes? Ah, other meek. Sorry. Kind. Reluctant. It was his weakness and his strength. Your god was a complicated man, Cleric. He did terrible things. He performed great deeds. He was just a man. Just a man, huh? He built his city in his own image, for good and ill. How long have you been here? I served him for a minuscule time, approximately 49 years. So you fought trolls with Yorth? No, I joined after the initial conquest. We view time in different lights, Cleric. Remember that. Why Darrow? I'm a senior member of the Yorth Guard. The Patriarch set my assignment. I am following orders. She follows orders, yet she rages inside. This is her struggle. She is not capable of self-determination. Not so far. I heard Nicholas Darrow's defense, along with a handful of floating guards. It is not a difficult appointment. Why listen to the patriarchs? Her many eyes look away, focusing on piles of documents scattered across the tower. I have nothing else to do. You're looking for meaning. Meaning. She looks back at you. Call it what you will. I am here for now. Why not go back to the Golden Horde? Do you believe them to be better? No, of course not, but I figured an angel would think that. The Horde consumes and subjugates. At times, they fractionalize, splintering into deadly war bands, usually by some divine mandate or plot, rather than similar motives to the civil wars of mortals. Her telepathic voice changes to an octave lower than before. I was a cog. Inside I could not see the contraption. Outside it is clear. They are a machine built for a divine incursion, one ended millennia past. So you don't want to be a part of their war machine. This city is not a machine. It is a living, breathing thing. One that may dance, or sing, or run off a cliff. There is something good about that. She prefers the Yortfolkian way of life. Who would not? Norvik is the greatest city on the coast. Do all Celestials look like you? No. Too bad. She turns her head away from you. Dismissing your awkward comment? Good. Probably the best you could hope for. She liked the comment. Celestial creatures are amorphous spirits built upon the energies of the positive. We shape in time. We form by purpose. Some of us fast, some of us slow, some by physical means, some by spiritual. Celestials are even more diverse than their opposing devilish cousins. From unicorns to Kotals, from mighty Empyreans to cherubs of old Demonor. She's pretty angel. Cool. Spiritual and physical both. Thank you for the info. Not that she provided anything new or interesting. She is silent for a moment, then she gives you another calm nod. You have not inquired about assistance. Assistance? The tea shop. Oh right, I forgot. Ah right, the job. Can't go forgetting about the job. She descends slightly. You can almost look at her without bending your neck all the way back. This incident is to be investigated entirely of your own accord, Cleric. I will not interfere. However, my duties include keeping watch over the rooms. Miasto Glibin, the city below. Are you entering the lower parts of Norvik? I've entered the dungeons below, yes. Good. If I find the time, I will assist you, Cleric, in the Undercoast path. Her voice betrays a certain feeling. Deep within the Radiant Heart, there has been interest in dealing with the dangers entering through the trail. It shall be dealt with, once and for all. Glorious. Dangers? She stares at you with many eyes. What kind of dangers? Monsters. Even when explaining things she may feel are obvious, she has an immense amount of patience. She's used to dealing with things less intelligent than herself. You can relate. Patience is not always born out of low expectations. She continues, enemies of the state, the type that festers. There are many, and you will need to be wary. Me see many bad things come from dungeon. Always bad thing. Angel is scary. This will help. All from dark is scared of burning light. Your scarf then whispers to you. Meek includes self-enlist. I will meet you there. An angel will surely help out a lot. At this rate, you'll have a full party in no time. Should be a good support. You have a goddess on your side. That's kind of you. I really need the help. I assume so. Blunt. You like that. Even if it hurts. The angel returns to her work. Ratir will now join you on the Undercoast path as long as you do not go down there solo. Ha ha! Do you sit here all day? No, Cleric. What do you do then? When the Coin Lord does not require my services, I attend to the archives, from dawn to dusk normally. Then I perform a patrol, as described in my service contract. A good service to the city. So you helping out down on the Undercoast path, that's part of the service, part of your contract too? No, Cleric. That is a hobby. So you stay here all day and go out all night? Yes, I work, Cleric. Her kind does not require sleep. Sounds fun. Those feelings are very human. My service is to the Coin Lord. She is bound by duty, but where does her heart lie? A truly great woman. Commendable to the utmost level. You are an ethereal yet also imposing woman. Imposing, ethereal. Her telepathic voice gets dropped several octaves, all the way down your back, your spine. This is your chance. Prove yourself. Show the world the mountain can be climbed. Oh man, 24 minus 3. Okay, I need a 20. Natural 20! Nope. Why are you doing this to yourself? You feel as if the world is against you. This woman, she's simply too powerful, isn't she? Like as pertains to planes of existence, yours is in a different league from hers. The type to crush you like an insect. And yet, you're trying to win her favor? Nah, not going to happen. But, no buts. This is serious. You have to stand up for yourself. A man does not lie down like this. It doesn't matter how many times you get kicked down or broken into pieces on the living room floor. A man takes every failure with the stride the world demands. He looks the painful realization that the world is against him and laughs at it. He laughs at the pain and he keeps going until it breaks him into dust. Become dust, brother. That sacrifice is exactly what the world needs. Dust? You do not need to fight so much. Do you remember what she told you? The day she ran into the crowd with the skull on her face? Oh no. Mirren. It didn't start out violent. An oppressed mass gathered on that day. It was not Esgala's thing. There was no real Esgalism in those days. Not with the human workers, at least. 500 textile workers, mostly women, marching the streets in protest of horrendous working conditions. A powder keg, set off by the latest indignity, thrust upon them by the factory owners. A mass of unseen skilled labor, spawned out of cheap generators. They did not even employ any wizards to maintain the magic. Normally, these invisible, esoteric spirits would not be able to handle the workload of the average textile seamstress, but the simplification of some of the machinery made it suddenly possible. The woman, who lost their livelihoods were screaming in the streets, as is only natural. 4 years earlier, the Bone Purge made it clear esoteric production was not the lifeblood of Norvik, and considering the dramatic failure of arcanist methods in the last century, most people agreed on that point. Also, alas, greed knows no boundaries. Miriam brought me there. She did. The girl did not think about anything but the egalitarian dream. Huffed up on green pamphlets and green books, she shared that dream with you, along with the rest of that group of outcasts. You and a handful of other activists of the youth held signs, chanted dwarven songs, and held the line as the fascists rolled in. You didn't throw any rocks. You went the peaceful route, despite their aggression. As Yorthgard peacekeepers pushed the crowd, bulky pavises, breaking bones and dislocating jaws, the group scattered. One by one, those outcasts left to live in a system, instead of attempting to smash it with the adamantium hammer. I left, didn't I? You stood by your principles, or you stood by her principles. She had a lot of those. When the bricks began to fly, it was far too late to back out. The roaring crowd surrounded, the batons pelting, the mass crying. The state won. It was the last time you saw Mira. May she rest in peace. What? She did not die. Oh. Last you heard, she was leading the Asgelian front. She is their only female foreperson. She is one of the most influential women in Norvik. So she never sold out. You knew she never would. She made something out of herself. Yes, she's a one-woman thing. Why do I miss her? She didn't give a damn about me. Because the first feeling is always the strongest. The rest are felt with cushions around the heart. Eater is looking at you. You meet her gaze. Perhaps you should rethink your methods here. The whole flirting thing, you can try again later. Right now, just chill, okay? Okay, have a good day. Pile of books. Ooh. It's open beyond reads. You open it hoping for an interesting take on the closed-door travel. Instead, you are immediately met by a pop-up travel guide. Oh no, it's written by the famous freestrider Meridoc Moonwatch, a trade prince of the Free Cities. The introduction is styled as a personal note to the reader. Moonwatch uses a very casual language to convince you of his expertise. It is also filled with freestrider propaganda. At least this helps spread freestriderism across the coast. I can't read this shit. No, you can't. This is trite, so I should close it. Yeah, it might be for the best. Put the book back in the pile. We'll come back for these books. I want to behold all this. A glorious shrine to the one and only Yorth. Ah, so this is where we can pray. Then we got this, which we can't reach right now. Because we need Mage Hand. But I am not sure when dawn ends. I'm guessing around like 9. So I want to get over to... Oh, it's raining. Crap. I want to go over to... Where is it at? The Free Strider place. Let's go pick up Sneal on the way. Do we pick up Sneal? We could just leave him behind. Nah. Let's go pick him up. He's the best. I love that guy. That's a rainy day in real life too over here. Oh my gosh, it's a cat! Let's go talk to the cat. Our cats speak with animals. You place your palm in front of your face and whisper. Everything is words. As you do, the subtle movements of the cat appear to not be so subtle anymore. Then it snaps, and your mind appears to translate it all in a form you understand. Hello, cat. It's retrieved. You hear a loud scoff coming out of the tiny creature. Been a long time since one of you brutes learned to speak. Do not call me cat. That is an idiotic way to greet someone. I am Sir Trident of the Stones in the Water. You shall address me as such. Of course, Sir Trident. The cat speaks in a jaded regal tone. It's adorable. I'll be frank, humano. Never cared too much for your kind. An attempt at cat speech. How glib. Understandable. The brute is subservient, eh? Fitting for your kind. Well, what do you want? I'm not sharing prey with you, if that's what you're expecting. The cat speaks in a slight cat speech accent, which is logical, but still quite strange to hear from a creature of his stature. Let's try it. Perfect. You want real answer? Feed his ego. Easiest way to do that? Compliment him. But not soft compliments. Hard compliments. You are a legendary creature of the dusk and dawn, Sir Triben. The coast trembles at your appearance and longs for your presence. Yes, well, the cat mumbles. Bards will surely write songs of my accomplishments. This is true. They will. Now is there anything else you can think of that would be useful for me to hear? The cat yawns, and he says, will you go away if I do? Absolutely. He sighs in a deep grumble, the type of noise you did not expect to come out of a cat. Fine. The blue fire woke me from my slumber. Had I been closer, my whiskers would have been fried. I wanted to know who caused this ruckus in my territory, so I kept watch. The green munchkins ran around like crazy, trying to put out the flames. I saw a brute, like you, but in garish yellow cloth, being interrogated by some. And once the fire went out, which did not take long, the one who should have wings appeared. Celestial. On her orders, the, what do you call it, T-shot? Yes. They hammered it shut. Then she did something, waving the low on it. A locking spell to keep outsiders out, commonly used in the city. That is it. Now leave. I have more questions for this. Oh, for the love of. Who are you voting for? What are you voting for in the election? He seemed like he ignores your question for 10 seconds. Says no. I do not deal with whatever this is. If only more humanoids share this sentiment, it is beneath me. Okay, let's move on. Let's go get our snail. Snail, snail, snail. Dude, you're always out here. You're always around. Who are you? The storm calls to me. Okay, down we go. Oops. Running into a wall, not paying attention. Hey, buddy. Let's go. Let's join me. Okay, we are off. Gosh, I'm surprised we haven't been attacked. Ooh, you again, who hates so many people. Should probably avoid him, but let's see what he says on day 3. Oh, fuck off, human. Oh, okay. Okay. You know, I never thought, but we can probably... What a commission. Can we use... Not... Oh, no reason to cast a spell. So can we break into some people's houses? Ooh. Could use that. You approach the dragon door. You knock twice in a polite fashion. Let's wait. Patience is a virtue. But allowing them to just have to wait here like some fool, that's the opposite of virtue. Staying in the pillar crossing like that, just waiting, it's calming. Don't think they heard, Cleric. Bang on the door. Within seconds, a slit in the door slides open. From within, you see the glance of the hairy face. No milk! Hey, it's this guy. Why not? Greetings, citizen. You hear a grumble on the other side of the door. Ah! Guess who it is, lad? That's right, it's the Cleric! Great to see you swing by. Great to see you swing by, Mr. Cityman. Hold on, let me unlock the door for you. He closes the slit. You hear someone yelling from beyond. Then you hear a click of the door. It is open. Time to make some friends. Well, yes. Okay, I am gonna go grab some water. I'll be right back. Okay, here we are in a whole new room that we haven't been to. I'm so excited. Unity of all folk. Okay, so we got a door back there. We got some things. Ooh, what's this? Copper Oh, ho, ho, ho. A glorious and powerful symbol of the Visca champion. Should I behold you again? Yeah, 6. Kill one thing. Dwarf, exile. He stands by his ideals with gut and little else. Mr. Cityman! You see a throng of dwarfs shuffling around inside the tiny apartment. The smell of confined sweat reminds you of that summer you spent as a farmhand on the plantation. Good times. Welcome to the Asgelian Sanctuary on Toasted, for short, Ast. An apartment full of nothing but dwarven willpower. What a wonderful sanctuary you built here. It's central, and it's small. He draws it in air through his teeth and looks around. But we use what we got to full efficiency. But now the question is, what can you do for this Asgelian Workers' Parties? Do you have anything in particular in mind? The dwarf sucks in a deep breath through his teeth. Then he glances to his men before nodding slowly. We don't really need anything right now. Nothing at all? I've got 5 men out on Waterlane docks. I'm preparing speeches and overseeing poster distribution. All in preparation for the Great March, day before Election Day. He looks like he's thinking of several other things he needs to be doing right now. So, no real need for a spell-slinging cleric here, I'm afraid. Fair enough. It is what it is. Elections are won through organization and press, not magic. Those days are long gone. A fool speaks of things he does not understand. If you wish to help them, do not offer a cleric. Instead, offer assistance in their printing. Speak with Modessa. Okay. I want to know more about you, Elphaz. You do you? Where are you from, dwarf? My life story, eh? I was born in the Billen, a city within the twin mountains of eastern Visca. It used to be a foul place, cleaned up in later years. It's the only VK settlement that's connected with River Torna. So growing up, I often spoke of Norvegian sailors. I was always fascinated by the world outside, especially since as exiles, my people were in many ways viewed as outsiders among the other folk. To not even be allowed to dig in your own mountains? What kind of life is that? How did you end up becoming an Asgel? Chance, mostly. I emigrated with some family members. I was still young, in my eyes. But coming to Norvak, suddenly being told your 30s meant that you were old, I liked it. I used my education as a bonenvers to join dwarf human activist groups around the city. Sometimes, or help in any way I could in various guilds. Sometimes as a laborer, sometimes as a consultant. That's how I got in contact with the Asgalis party in its early days. I was not a founding member, but I was an assistant. Holding the title of 3rd Secretary of the Asgalis Party was my crowning achievement for a long time. Now, some 20 years later, I'm a foreman. That means I report directly to the party council while still keeping my boots on the ground. That's the way I like it. What party do you think will win the election? Party of Norvik. The Nationalists are the clear lead, and will be until Election Day. Oh, really? So you don't believe in Asgel victory? He laughs. An Asgel victory we've already had, Mr. Cityman. The Workers' Parties will get upwards of a fifth of the popular vote, 20%. Free Striders, a bit over 20%, and the Nationalists, about a quarter. Maybe 30%, if we're lucky. Our current goal is to use those last few days to suppress the Free Striders, to limit their oppression of the working class. But the Nationalists will win the majority. This time. We can beat them together, my dwarven brother, for Asgel! He grabs you by the uniform and gives you a full body slam. Your body is in shock from the force, but you can take it. For Asgel! Probably should tell everyone about the elf, but let's tell everyone about the elf. Found a dead elf in the tea shop. His face stiffens. He realizes something. An elf, you say? Stare at him. He does not meet your gaze. The dwarf is faltering. He knows something. You can read him like an open book? Not right now. You're in the middle of something. Stay silent until he breaks. The elf. Was she in the fire? Yeah. But why didn't they? They didn't look properly. You know how it is. Mm-hmm. That is unfortunate. You see Modessa glance over to you, listening, and on the convo with a deep frown. Regina Antha was a friend of the movement. I suspected she would be involved in this somehow, but the dwarf closes his eyes. Years of toil takes a toll. I hope she simply left the city. Who was she? Ilum elf. Strange mix-up, I agree. She was kind. He looks away as he says it. Who did she work for? Herself, from what I understood. Officially, she was connected with the Ilum embassy, or whatever they call it. The outreach. That's the one. So what? She was secretly an Asgelis? I won't go that far. But she helped. Whatever she was, she shared information that was always helpful. Information? She would tell me things. Whenever I saw her, intercepted messages, sometimes leverage and use of labor disputes. Business in the palace, pulling numbers. Before the published opposition that had yet to strike. I'm sure we would have gotten around on that PBG issue. Had she still been around. His eyes grow dark. Thinking about it, she helped immensely over these last few years. Countless times. So I don't care what she identified as. In my eyes, she was Asgel. Through and through. Did she have any enemies? Lots, I imagine. I warned her many times that granting us so much information could land her in danger. She did not care. What about the city? Did she know people in the palace? He nods. I don't have details, but yeah, I'm sure. She sounds like she's the best kind of person, huh? She was alright, he mutters as his expression falls. What about the Ilum? What did she think about them? You know, I asked her once. Now, she didn't exactly give me a straight answer, but sometimes something in my gut told me she was trapped. That's what she looked like a trapped animal. I suppose that's why I hoped she had just upped and left when we didn't hear from her. She deserved to be free, the gal. To be struck down in a damn tea shop? It's foul, really. You know anything about a necklace of fireballs? Oh, what? A dwarf would not know about this, you imagine. You mean the magic item? He knows nothing. That reaction is genuine. Yeah, did Pinja ever mention it? He shakes his head slowly. Don't think so. Those are dangerous, aren't they? It's the one that started the Coast War. He stares at you for a moment. His granite block of a brain is working out slowly. Just give him a second. Hold on. Did the tea shop blow up because of one of those damn things? Possibly. I'm looking into it. Well, dude, I don't want that kind of filth in Norvik. If there are those kinds of weapons laying around here, I don't want it taken care of. We don't want another coast war started over another damn evil fool with a bomb. So she was really a bad information broker? He chuckles heartily, with a hint of immense sadness. Good name for it. Was she connected to the Free Striders? I'm sure she was. Otherwise she wouldn't know half the stuff she sent over. I think that's all I need to know. Fair enough, Mr. City Man. Fair enough. Whose apartment is this? Simi was kind enough to lend us the use of his home until the election. We thank you, Simi! You hear a voice in the back. No problem, foreman. Can we pick this up? Full adventures or pickpocket item. Okay. Visual propaganda. It's Simi and the boys! And nothing new. Hey, the dwarf mutters his greeting with the impact of growing flower. He's afraid of you. Dominate him. You and me should be friends. Okay. Now push it. He can serve you well. Give him a fist bump. He slowly joins your fist with his own. Thanks, brother. Yeah. He looks around then nods. You've confused him. You've outsmarted him. You sure fit a lot of dwarfs in the time part. Yeah. It's a lot. It should only be like 5 or so. How many are here now? 8, Tiva, 3. He looks around and taps his fingers to count. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, maybe too many right now. But it's just until election, so it's fine. Thank you for your sacrifice to the cause. Okay. I mean, yes, anytime. What are you voting for in the election? Election? Workers' Party. Interesting choice. Why? I work for them. That's a mediocre reason. Oh. So you're not going to ask me who I'm voting for? He looks at you for long whiles. Rocky, endless wasteland of a face does not move an inch. Then he opens his mouth and mutters, okay. I too am voting for the Greens. Okay. The dwarf. Is he made out of stone and ethereal silk? Oh, what a funny little interaction. Where's this go? The bathroom. It's surprisingly clean inside. Oh, can we not use it? Come on. I'm going to ask you who you're voting for. So I didn't even ask you yet, even though we all know who you're voting for. Mr. City Man. You see the throne of dwarf shop. Yep, we already said all this. Who are you voting for? Free strip. Wait, of course. Excuse me? He gives you a clap on the arm last. No! This Gallus, of course! What a stupid thing to ask! I like that about you. He cannot call you that. That's an insult. You do? Look, a man can only learn by asking. Keeping it inside will only leave way for ignorance. So keep asking your awful and dumb questions, Mr. City Man. He is, as they say, busting your balls. Like any true man, you enjoy it. I enjoy getting my balls busted. Yeah, of course. Only a pussy would falter at some regular old banner. Suitable questions for you then, Alphonse. It's like slapping a cliff. He laughs. Indeed, Mr. City Man. Oh yeah, we already got all of our stuff. Cool.
Oh.
The human woman frantically checks the pipes and rolling cogs of the thick copper press. Her focus is on the machine. Mr. Cleric, you again? How did the delivery go? You care? Yes, I'm here to help the movement. She scoffs. I want to find a bit delayed. I guess I should be thankful that you kept Rollo and his idiots from burning our papers. But I'm busy here. Very busy. Can you be quick? Whatever are you here for? And why do you have this quiet HWBT guy with you? He weirds me out. Look, I'm just an observer, or a Cleric handler, I guess. She lets out a short laugh. Okay, I get it. Cleric handler. That's good. Snail shrugs. What is that then? Points at the machine. Copper press? She answers without looking up toward the chant. Cool thing you got going here. Thanks. Her voice drips with cold disdain. Did you set this whole thing up yourself? Why? You don't think I could? She does not want you to undermine her. This girl is prideful. She'll bite you and nibble. She'll bite if you nibble. No, you cannot carry this yourself. I'm the second forewoman among the youth Asgals. Let her talk. My mentor, she founded the youth Asgals from scratch, so I've got a lot to live up to. I've helped a bit before taking on the editing role, so I've run with the UFAS scale since I was a kid. But I didn't expect to take over the toasted stuff. While I'm happy to do it, I'll admit that I am spread a bit thin. And honestly, it's... She stops and clears her throat. Until the election, we're all giving it 200%. Now, do you have any other questions, or can I get back to work? Who writes the articles? We've got a circle. Anonymous journalists. And no, I'm not giving you names. What if I said you had to tell me? She raises her eyebrows and squints. Are you serious? Then she glances at the several dwarfs hustling around the tiny apartment. You don't have any authority in here, if you didn't notice. Fair. She sighs, but I do write a bit myself, mostly to fill out pages. You're both editor and writer? That sounds fun. Sure. What do you write? Page ups, mostly. Tell me more. She groans and taps the machine. I write about the current events. Guild conflicts, strikes, corrupt officials, illegal spellcasting by clerics. Her eyes land on you for a second. Anything the other newspapers won't touch. Basically. What kind of writing are you inspired by? She laughs. I highly doubt you'll know which author I enjoy. Tough words from someone who probably only reads modern trash. Try me. She hits you with the grin. What have you unleashed? I enjoy Lady Sem Corfin. Her poem series should be mandatory reading for every young girl in Norvik, if it were up to me. Vidal Aberg is my favorite modern Asgell author. It's fiction, but it's like so much more than that. I also love Vanessa D. Crawdad. She really has this, ethereal nature to her. Don't you agree? The last one's fake. You made the last one up. She laughs. You got me. Just wanted to make sure you're awake. Okay. Any more? And politically, I'm really into early work of Helga Hemlin as well. Uh-oh. It's genuinely inspiring to read her collection of early texts. Back when the Norvegian suffrage movement was just getting started. Bad memories. Did you know she went from a peasant widow in the headliner to the biggest ever city protest in like a span of 4 months? Yeah, Mom worked a lot back then. She's probably the most... The girl stops talking and gives you a confounded lick. I mean, she works a lot these days, too. Her eyes widen. Your mom is Helga Hemlin? Yeah, so what? What are you yelling about? What are you yelling about? Modesta looks over at the dwarf. The cleric just claimed that his mom is Helga Hemlin. The human suffragette? Oh. Yeah. The other dwarf stripped a moment. Wait, you're not kidding, Claire? It's just my mom. Holy shit. The goblin turns and mutters. That explains so much. That's crazy. Like, what the hell? Yeah, crazy. Anyways, I have other questions. No, I've got some questions. I guess I can answer questions. Okay, well, I barely know where to start. Like, how is she as a person? Is she working on anything new? What's up with the Pro City Forward and her latest collection? How much does she actually believe in Asgellian analysis? What is she voting for in the election? Your companion appears equally invested in the conversation. There's books on Asgellian analysis in her library. Really? That's so cool. I mean, it's pretty obvious she reads into historical materialism if you read between the lines on her last columns in the Post. I remember something about her writing a novel. She doesn't talk much about her work with me. Oh, that's cool. I was hoping for another collection, I guess. Yeah, a collection would be nice. It would! As a person, she complains a lot, mostly about me moving out. You live with your mom? It's not weird. Most people in Norvik live in multi-generational households. Maybe in the countryside. But I always imagined that she was like this self-made woman who really cared about people, you know? Sure. Sounds like my mom. Wait, can I meet her? I'd love an interview after the election, of course. I don't... It's settled. Once it's all settled, I'll make sure to look her up with your recommendation. Now, what about all the other stuff? I think she's voting for the party of Norvik. What? Why? You must be mistaken. I saw her voting card the other day. It had the PON crossed in. No way. But she's literally worked against the old guard of the Nationalists for her entire career. Very publicly. Why would she? She has a lot of friends in the current government. How do you think I landed this gig as a cleric? That's shocking. Huh. I'm not sure I believe you even. Okay, that's enough. No more questions. Fine. Well, now that you've entertained me, I guess I can answer some more of your questions, if you have any. Are you allowed to run a copper press in here? You a friend or not? Not a snitch, don't worry, she frowns. The city has a bunch of inane and quite frankly oppressive laws about what constitutes a legal printing business. All of it's bullshit. Meant to keep people from printing stuff the city doesn't like. So you're saying the city should allow anything to be printed? No, obviously. But when those who decide what gets to be printed also deeply affiliate with the biggest political party in the city, things get morally dubious. But I can promise you, we're on the right side of history here. There's no sense of doubt in her voice. Is there anything I can do of assistance? She looks you up and down. You really want to help? Yes. Okay then. I do have a quest for you, if you're up to it. Yes! Give me a quest! Okay. If it's got quest in the title, I'm up for it. Look, I've got a massive final print up before the election day. It's going to be our best edition yet. I've already written an article that shows my vision for a radical and egalitarian revolution of Norvik. It'll be distributed all over the city side, countryside included. But we're tight on ink. You must need a special type of ink to print with copper sheets. What type of printing ink do you need? Coldridge. It's produced in reeds and shipped around the coast. I usually get some off a vendor I know, but they're indisposed at the moment. Election stuff, you know? Why is she lying about this vendor? From what I understand, the entire shipment of Quillwood cartridges is stuck in the guild warehouse. Since I only need a single set of cartridges to finish off the election edition, I could just walk in there and snatch it. I've even paid for it already. But the Ascania Reeds Trade Company controls it, and they will not let me inside. Not in 100 eras. I'll get it for you. If you want to help the cause, that's one way to do it. It'll actually allow you to reach the entire city on election day instead of just 60% of it. Tell me more about this vendor of yours. She shrugged. Some shady guy I barely know. Got the contract from my predecessor. I've already been to the warehouse. You have? Great. Just get inside. Did you sneak in, or are you friends with the I snuck in since I'm a sneaky little rogue. Ooh, class conflict. Okay, well, get back in there and get me ink then. Please. I don't see it when I was there last time. The box won't just be labeled ink, obviously. It should be labeled as Coldridge R Special Cartridge Quillwells. Just look around. I know the shipment's just sitting there. Got it. Okay, let's go do that. Because we're going that way anyways. Okay. Let's go get the ink. Oh my gosh. Stuck on a wall. Okay, here we go. What's this? Ooh. Oh yeah. I forgot where that crosspiece led, but we'll figure that out. Oh. You know, I feel on a completely other note. I feel like really lucky recently. I've been reading a lot of books, and I recently have been reading a number of books that are all about kind of nuns, which is not my usual reading habit, but they're all fictional. So one is Latinova, I think was it, by Otessa, is it Moosefag? Anyways, fascinating novel. Some of the most... What the heck? Who are you? Ambassador. Ooh. Celestial. Decayed solar. The light blinds you, even among celestials. This creature is powerful. Seems out of place. Why would an ambassador of the Golden Horde be here? Why would this creature of such great and bright force even be here? It doesn't make sense. A creature who was ancient before this world was created. What stands before you is no ambassador. This is a close servant of an outer power. This is why your body recoils. Even when the light appears to signal nothing, but be not afraid to your senses. In its prime, it held close resemblance to the walking gods of an angel of the Horde. Why is it reduced to your material level here in your city? What a strange world you live in, to get a chance to have a civil conversation with it. Okay. Well, so much for checking the mirror right now. Let's talk to her first. How lovely of you to join us, Cleric. Nork nods to the shining beacon of a guest floating in front of the fireplace. You should speak with him. Okay. Oh, Yeah, it's right all the way around. Entering the AR trading company greets you with a blinding sight. A celestial being wrought in radiant light. So cool. Ah, Cleric, arriving exactly when I need you. This is the ambassador of the Golden Horde. The light reaches out to you as a voice forms in your mind. Do not fear the light. Ours does not disalign. You are safe. Your stomach yells. Ambassador? Cleric? The light flutters. Snail stands behind you, clearly uncomfortable. Careful, Cleric. Lady Chamber, Mountain Land. Beside the red light stands a woman draped in red. The light reaches towards her. She bows her head to, yes, Ambassador. She begins to leave for the door, but on the way she throws you a stern glance. Watch yourself, Cleric, for the light watches you. Once the ambassador's servant leaves, Vera lifts her chin, squinted. So, we've been talking about some new projects on Waterline. I mentioned how you helped getting the AEFAs out to local entrepreneurs, and we know who you are. Reagan and Sneal. The voice interrupts Vera, who immediately goes silent. The goblin jolts at the mention of his name in his mind. He dares not look at the light. Nudge Sneal. See? We're famous. The ambassador's light then turns to your companion. A goblin in service of the Dragon of Tolsten. You tread a clean path. You lead the front during the Ice Bay Point operation. You stabilize the HWBT City Below expansion project on your first year of service. A goblin going against the grain to get results. You have been noticed. Sneal attempts to glare at the light. He is sweating. Sneal is nervous. You feel bad for him. Thanks for noticing. The light grows closer to you. You are special, Reagan. An exception. The Horde places attention on exceptions. That is what we do. I am special. You are the only registered cleric in the city who is not listed in the party of Nordvik, a bureaucratic mess. You have a history of political violence. You have an innate talent for esoteric arts. Well, yes, you are potentially the greatest wizard of this generation. This was a false report. You did not enact any violence. The violence was enacted upon you by the Orthgard soldier. You didn't even throw any rocks. Plus, that was years ago. Why is the Celestial bringing it up? You have shown support of Reitzian ideologies in public writings multiple times. That was a mistake. Stumble in the dark side of politics. You have paid for it dearly. The only reason why you haven't been fired is your incredible magical knowledge. You are an anomaly, Reagan. What you have done here with Agent Vera shows more proof of that. Thank you. The Golden Horde wishes to extend a bond of service to you. You in Sneal. A bond? He mutters behind you. Your bond is to the city, nothing else. A bond? A bond. The Golden Horde offers many opportunities for outside contractors. Addressed through the Ascani Reeds Trading Company, we would be very interested in building this potential relationship. That means, for you, well-paid positions of power, political ambitions, monetary security. In return, this means monthly communications with agents, occasionally alternate goals as ordained by us, and eventually joining the Golden Horde's outreach program. Safety under the wing of the Horde. That would be signing your soul away to foreign power. If calculated, this would prove useful, but in the long term, it seems foolish. The Celestial wants nothing, wants to use you. They view you as sheep, nothing else. They are a trading company and would of course cooperate on such a deal. If you're interested, Cleric. We have deep ties with the Golden Horde, as you can imagine. Is this offer something you'd be interested in, Reagan? No, never. Nothing about this has to happen right away. His response has been recorded. That is what we needed. We shall leave this for now. And while we are here, the offer is also extended to Sneal. Do you hold any interest in this deal? He's being clever here, calculated. I can consider it. Your consideration has been recorded. He shrugs. Thank you. Now to move on. Several AEFAs have been signed on Tolston. That is good work, Agent Vera. Oh, like I mentioned, the Cleric's effort has been integral to the success, and we will continue in the coming days, post-election. That is satisfactory. Oh yes, we heard back from several of them. As to the content of these contracts, I've been informed of some changes. Changes? She did not like that. Uh-oh, what changes? Currently, the Accord has a big incentive for Reedsian investors. We wish to expand that to include those of the Golden Horde. I believe we spoke about this at the AEFA also includes several loopholes and problematic elements that could interfere with the Golden Horde's current and future blockades. The Chick Clan lands, yes, among others. If local businesses are able to trade freely via the land, as well as sea, the two regions and states, the Golden Horde deems sanctioned in both in more serious cases as the clan land conflict, as well as lesser situations of targeted terrorists, then we cannot move forward. This issue has been brought forth already with your owners. Expect several errata in the near future. It would have been good to see these comments before the election, as discussed. I apologize for the tardiness, but I assure you, this issue is entirely the fault of the Scotty Reed's trading company. You. The rage. She clenches her jaw as she stares at him. Agent Vera, this is above you. Above her rank. She clears her throat and straightens her outfit. Of course, Ambassador. Thank you for the heads up. Her entire being is restrained rage. The light turns back to you. The Golden Horde is very interested in seeing economic prosperity in your city, Reagan. So they can use us as slave labor if they want control. Growth through foreign economic influence is not true growth. Norvik owes its economic stability to foreign powers. Those powers shall be its true owners. It's an intelligent strategic move if you wish to control your neighbor. Agent Vera nods, looking like she's going to explode. The first step towards that is handling the clan lands. For too long, Norvik has ignored its halfling war criminal populace. I ask you, Reagan, as a clerk of the city, do you believe that humans will choose prosperity over the propaganda of the clan lands? Vera says nothing but throws you a glance. Her anger now fades, replaced by another expression. Her eyes telling you, this guy's a monster, so be careful. Those are our closest neighbors. The Yorfolk will always stand by the clan lands. For now. Ominous. The light perceives you. Golden line is set. Halflings have shown themselves unable to accept this fact. We set the line to protect them, to create a lasting peace. Since they refuse to comply with our reasonable demands, I hope you understand our most peaceful method of handling their terrorism is through sanctions. The light turns back to Vera. Agent Vera, you have been a valuable asset for many years, yet I sense frustration in you. That is not acceptable. She glares at the light. You will make certain the Ascani Reed's trading company fully complies with the AEFA erratum. It is not a matter of Golden Horde security. It is not negotiable. It will be your highest priority as of now. Vera looks defeated. The orc is beaten. Horrific. The Celestial wields enormous power in those words of his. Both the Free Striders and this monster can go fall through every hell in this book. Try to catch him in a contradiction. Yes. The Golden Line. You think an all-powerful Angel Horde would be able to do whatever they want. So they draw a line in the sand. Well, you know why. International pressure. Exactly. They can't just invade Ascani. Since they'd make every country on the coast pull up alarms. You see how he pushes for the image that we need them, but not the other way around? Poke on that now. Ambassador, if you want to solve your clanlands problem, then you need to support from the international community. We need the Free Cities support. The light flickers. This is cooperation. You know the revolution will be hurt, as well as your ambitions if they push too hard on the AEFAs. The ambassador perceives you. Make concessions, ambassador. It is worth it. You know the local free striders will rout and dance around it if you don't. Make sure your choir knows it. You speak with confidence, Reagan. Only because I know I am correct. The light retracts, focused on the head of the Celestial. Vera looks on with the smoke, clearly entertained. Oh yeah, you hit the right spot. The AEFA erratum is not my decision, the voice says. However, I will consider your statement. Agent Vera, do you concur? I do, Ambassador. My earlier frustration was due to the problematic situation. The AR leadership will struggle with these changes. A compromise would go through much easier. Even just starting with a discussion, perhaps between you and our owners, would go a long way. Good. This will be taken into account. The ambassador begins to float towards the door. Ooh. Versatile and subversive. Complete capital dominion. Just got a new achievement. I'll leave you now. Thank you for your time. The radiant light being opens the door via some type of telekinesis and floats onto the streets of Waterlane. Vera stands up, walking over to the fireplace, leaning against the brickwork. She lets out a deep, tired groan. Vera is allowing herself to be herself around you a little bit more. I don't want to congratulate you on annoying our dear friend, the ambassador, but the orc agent shoots you an intriguing smirk. The type you haven't seen for many, many years. That was fucking beautiful. Moving closer, she follows it up with a firm tap on the back. I really tossed you in the deep end, but you handled yourself exactly the way I like. I just told the truth to that celestial bastard. You sure did. Look, I have to deal with the choir entanglement all the time. They never cease with the bullshit. Having a third party, that's you, push back from what's absolutely glorious to watch. Thank you for that, personally and professionally too, of course. The orc looks at you, relief in her eyes. This, along with all the help of the AEFAs, I owe you some type of reward, don't I? A reward? It's time to step up. Ask her out. Let's continue our world of float. Whoa. Is that skull always in the fire? I never noticed that before. Okay. Step of flirt. She gives you a thoughtful expression for... Yes, that's what I said. She likes it. Go for the big one. How about a date? A date. The orc looks at you, calm, like, okay, let's do it. Yes! You are successful now. Congratulations. Be proud of yourself. Sounds good. But perhaps something more tangible would also be fitting. Agent Veer glances around the room. For one, I'll be sure to grant you full access to the rest of the facilities if you want to investigate the warehouse properly. A bit late for that. Beyond that, well, you see, we have this sword here. It's called Kadagat. She approaches the massive Zilfonder propped on the wall. As she places her hand upon the grip of the sword, you see something curious happen. It curls up. It is a selective blade. Interesting. As she moves her hand from the blade, it unrolls itself immediately. A fickle weapon. Ever heard of such a thing? It was purchased years ago from an... Oh, sorry. Got something in my throat. Okay, sorry about that. It was purchased years ago from an excavation in Reed's Old Arcanist Cache, a coast war armory. It's Vorpal, extremely manageable, with perfect metallic endurance and sharpness. It would be worth half a fortune, somewhere up to 50,000 crowns, if not for the fact that it refuses to be used. It simply rose itself up when wielded by anyone. And anyway, come try it. Touch the grip. Just like Vera's touch, yours also causes it to roll up. It is quite funny, however. I've had comments from upper staff that it's quite embarrassing to have spent money on it, so I've been tasked with making it go away. It's not the most useful weapon, but if you're interested, you can take it as a reward for your work. It's still quite magical, maybe even sentient, considering the direction. Your scarf curls up when Vera doesn't notice, whispering in your ear, blade is thinking. I'll take it. Great. She hands you the Vorpal sword in a curled up state. Glad to see it come of use. Just don't tell anyone where you got it from. Beyond that, I'll also be sure to put in a good word. So, we can work together again, post-election, since I guarantee you, there will be a lot of work to do. Looking forward to it. Great to hear. I've got some paperwork to deal with, but if there's anything else I can help you with, just let me know. Very happy to see you on our side, Cleric. The tall orc woman gives a warm smile. +1 strength, +1 wisdom, +1 dexterity. Let's do that. You hold the curled up Ziwahander in your hands, a magnificent blade, sharp, deadly. Let's try to understand it. You understand. The sword is actually sentient, with all the baggage that comes from such a state. Wait, so it's yes. It appears this blade has complex. Specifically, you believe this blade has been used for horrible things in the past. Thus, the one thing you must do is allow yourself to be tested, to prove you can be tested. Trust it. Speak to the blade. I can be trusted. I'm not like those other people. The curling stops, and slowly the blade unfurls, just a bit. Then, a voice. Old, formal. Thou speakest true. Thy word holds weight. It's speaking. The sword is actually speaking. Your goblin companion nods along as the sword begins to speak. Ah, you really can get anyone talking. Yes, I can be trusted. Words are wind, knight. Thou hast yet to prove thyself, knight. I am Katagat, forged in elder days. I serve only those whose hearts I deem worthy. The blade hums with ancient power. How do I prove myself? Through thy intentions revealed, answered my questions truthfully. 5 trials of thy character. Speak not what thou wouldst do, but what thy heart truly desires. Then I shall judge the truth of thy soul. First, thy family starves. 2 other families also starve. Thou hast food enough for 1 family only. The other families are smaller. They need but half the portion. What does thou heart desire? I feed my family, but I hate myself for letting others starve. Selfish action, yet compassionate heart. Second, thou findest a purse of gold. No witnesses observe thee. What does thou heart desire in that moment? I want to keep it, so I would. Selfish desire, honest action. Third, an innocent is condemned for thy crime. Thou canst save them by confession, losing thy freedom. What doth thy heart yearn for? I want to confess, but I'm terrified. I'll do it anyways. Fear. Your conscience prevails. Fourth, a dying stranger begs for water. Thou hast but 1 flask. The journey ahead is long and perilous. What does thy heart feel towards the stranger? Pity. I'd share half, though I fear for myself. Compassion, tinge of self-concern. Fifth and final, thou hast witnessed great suffering in thy travels. How doth thy heart respond to the pain of others? Saddens me, but I cannot carry the world's weight. Compassionate yet bounded. Thy answers are heard. Now comes judgment. The blade hums, processing. Reading not thy actions, but thy heart. Thou art good. Thou heart knows compassion. Thou conscience guides thee. Blade shimmers. Thy goodness, it changes me. The blade hums with new purpose. I feel thy empathy, thy suffering for others, and I understand now. Thy blade begins to shift. I cannot serve violence without conscience, but I can serve as thy moral compass. Ooh, moralizing. The blade sword unfurls fully. Against thy wicked I shall grant thee clarity. Thy righteous heart shall find advantage against those of evil intent. Use me wisely nice. Advantage against evil creatures, cool. And we finished some quests. Oh, we got 3 to click on? Oh no, forego feat. What's this one? Advantage on initiative rolls. 1 hit point. Extra proficiency when speaking of feminine characters. And extra proficiency in rolls in natural competence. Ooh. Okay, let's see what happens here. Hey! You've been doing great work out there. I'm assuming this is about the asking people about the election thing. Hells yeah! You know what that makes you? A herald. A democratic herald. Doesn't that sound nice? I like the sound of that. Democracy. Of course you do. Look, this is what the New World is all about. People talking to each other, sharing ideas, debating, listening. Every conversation is a little spark of democracy igniting. And you're fanning those flames. So, here's the thing. All that talking, it's energizing. When you engage with people about what matters, when you get them thinking, discussing, caring, it fills you up. It makes you feel alive. Tell me more about the Democratic Arrow. Every time you ask someone what they're voting for, you feel a surge of vitality. It's the excitement of democracy in action. Okay, so you gain hit points every time. Don't take any other choices? Great question. In this case, you're just way too aware of the fact that you have absolutely no chance of ever subverting, changing, affecting this particular democratic process. And you obviously can't stop yourself from spreading the word no matter what the word is. So here's the thing. All that talk, it's energizing. Okay. Okay. That's the spirit. Welcome to the New World, Harold. Cool. And we got another one. We're not going to choose that feat. I like our other ones more. And so here we are. At the end of a long line of divine tyrants and feudal lords. It feels like being at the end of history itself. Taking a dive off into the chasm of hope. That's liberalism, baby. I love it. Obviously, you've already been obsessed with it for years at this point. Not that your thoughts have any real impact on the city. Unless you get back to writing, of course. So we're turning free strider no matter what. Basically, free striderism is the future. That much is clear. What you saw happen in that fancy room between Vera and her glowing guest, that's going to be the main conflict going forward. Not some scuffle of Asgal youth students or rigid bureaucrats grasping to hold on to their mansions. No, the future obstacles are out there. Free striderism creeps across the coast. There will be lots of powers ready to meet it, both head-on and also in more sinister ways. As shown by the Golden Horde, they're clearly trying to co-opt the whole thing. Vera's doing the best she can. Oh, sure, she's clearly struggling, though. Reeds is in a precarious position, believe it or not. It'll be all too easy for the liberal, wondrous dream to collapse in on itself. With enemies on all sides, within and without, you need to band together with your fellow freestriders and fight back. Or, if that doesn't work, grab what you can while the grabbing's good, and jump out the window of glory. That does sound like a collapse any minute. And somehow, over these past 50-something years of crazy radical freestriderism, that hasn't happened. Remember how freestriderism was born, right? Yeah, duh. Point is, the invisible hand of the market is guiding us. And it'll keep guiding us towards a world that's a hell of a lot more liberal and a hell of a lot more prosperous. Just as long as you avoid falling into some Asgal's propaganda hole again. This tale you have heard so many times, a modern myth. The old keep being stripped away freestriderism, a non-stoppable force charging across the coast. You must arm yourself against the storm quickly before you are crushed between the waves. Look, let's be real here. There are 100 different ideologies with 1,000 different interpretations and branches. Out of all of them, Reedsian's freestriderism is probably the most powerful in the moment. You shouldn't throw all your eggs in a proverbial bag of holding, but it certainly won't hurt to move a bit closer underneath that yellow banner. So you got all these forces pushing you in all kinds of directions. Maybe try being a bit of an immovable object, one that's sitting squarely in the good graces of your new Reedsian overlords. Seriously, if even the apolitical boogeyman can agree to learn freestriderism, you really can't go wrong. Okay, let's read about these. Bearer arms fight against the force of the world until the end of time itself. Alters ability score modifiers on weapons. Positive modifiers get +1 and negative modifiers get -1. Okay, let's learn about Invisible Hand. Everything is yours. Advantage on all trifle checks. We don't really do that. Tell me more about Immovable Object. A convenient cooperation, no real downsides to it. Let those free strider impulses guide your purchasing decisions. Your dexterity modifier also adds to your Hagel discount in shops. stacking with charisma. Okay. Movable object. That will be highly productive collaboration. Oh yes, as long as you stop it with the fence-sitting bullshit. Now go, buy low, sell high. Cool. What is this? Tool, hired smoke method. You look into the flames in the fireplace. A hissing voice calls out to you. Didn't your mother even tell you? It's rude to stare. Squat down a little closer. Your eyes adjust to the brightness in the fire. A figure lies upon the lit timber. Like a puff of smoke materialized into a solid chunk. It's a mythite, a primal spirit. This one appears to be made out of smoke and heat. I apologize. Good. You know your place. I am Tinatul. Terrible to meet you. Lovely to meet you as well. I am don't care. Interrupts you. It looks back and forth between you and Sneal. I'm in charge here. So don't do anything nasty or I'll put you to the Tusk Lady. Tusk Lady? Who is he referring to? Your goblin companion squints into the fire. Then he whispers you, I hate these things. So what, you're like a guardian of this place? Something like that. I'm only obliged to attack you if you actually steal something. Steal what? There must be some kind of secret around here. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, you better. Is there something I can do to get you to look the other way? Look, I'm bound here, you know? Only the high orders would allow me to look the other way. Higher orders? A size. A puff of smoke whistling there. If you were an elemental lord or something, I'd change things. But you're not, so... Ooh, advantage against evil? Druid cat? Okay. Cool. Lots of advantage. Shield. Your skin is a shield. Take off your right glove. Huh? Place your hand in front of the smoke guy. Right in the flames. Minus 4 HP. Yeah, not bad. Confidently, you reach for... Oh, Smoky Boy. What the critting are you doing? Through second hand, you cast Druidcraft, causing the flame to wrap around your hand. Holy hells and bells and stuff, it exclaims, and dances around your searing hand. Isn't it a lot, but you can sway the flames by tugging primal strings. Gods be damned, dude. This is enough. Slowly remove your damage hand from the fire. Heartbeat screams in your ears, blood rushing, adrenaline pumping. Beyond your body, the smoke creature laughs loudly. You're awesome. Fuck it. I guess you are an elemental lord. I'll look the other way. You go ahead and do whatever you want, boss. You hear him cackling as he rolls over and stares at you. Cool. Guess we can't just take this right now, though. Can't wait for Rhea to leave. See what she has to say. Well, definitely not telling her about the printing press. Hey, can I have that spell scroll? Oh, what? Just a little something left behind by my spirit. Yes, you can have what you want. Oh, thank you, milady. She gives you a smile, a false smile. Go ahead, Cleric. She's happy to take control. She happily gives you the scroll, primarily as revenge against the supervisor. Okay. Protection from evil and good. Okay. Second level, you manifest an aura around yourself, granting protection against creatures that are celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead. Gains several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. You also can't be possessed by or gain charmed or frightening conditions in them. Oh, okay, cool. That sounds like a good one. Okay. Let's go down. We've never actually got down these stairs, which I guess I should have because there's things down here. A dock worker. So level 1, a guy. Oh, whoa, what is going on? Anyways, a guy, dwarf, average height, collected, down to earth, true to his feelings. Decently smart. Chill. Cool. Nice to animals. Not much else to it. Born from the stream of face, the Fade era remnant tyrants smile upon his step. For some reason, very, very strange reason, this dwarf, handed an object with a destiny set in stone, could automatically create phrase, chaos, madness, a new chance to roll the die. Interesting. Well, we gotta talk to you then. Hey man! Along the dock you see a bustling of humans and dwarves. Cargo moving about among hard, salty waves in the pier. The grand port of Waterloo. See only a glimpse of the dockyard from here. On the edge behind the Free Strider HQ, a number of workers are hanging about, drinking and talking. One of them, a long-haired dwarf with droopy eyes, throws you a cool head nod. Look like Cleric. Hello, yes, I'm the Cleric. I thought that would be clear by now. By now? Oh man, legends are built on the conviction like yours. 5 times 17, 89 experience points. Hell yeah. Never met you before, man. It is pretty obvious. Alright. I mean, who else would dress like this? Goblin gestures towards you and your outfit. True, I guess. What's your story? My story, man? Yeah, tell me. Holy cow, that just popped up. I'm not that interesting. I just did like what most exiles do. At the VK, got saw no one find a job. We moved down river. Very rough, really cool back in the day with all that stuff. My dad took me and my sister all the way down. We worked on the GSP, you know. I never got into construction myself, but since I finished school, I've been on the docks. Now here, I've only worked on water lane for a year or two, but I've been all over the city, really. The GSP outlet, Ice Bay Point, North Housing, had a gig with a factory in the North Wall before the Bone Purge, but they shut down once they took down the zombies. So yeah, not a huge fan of the Free Striders. But the AR pays well. Nice folks, too. Beyond that, I'm looking for a wife at the moment. Had my ass on the scale, lived in the hill. Last year, she liked my friend, Yagi Moore. I don't blame her. He's got a real nice mustache. Though it's getting hard saving up for a house these days. So not sure if you can ever afford to have a family, you know? Maybe I should vote as Gallus. What a lovely story. Regular dwarven tale. Typical below average regular. Thanks for asking. Cleric still usually act all nice and kind, you know? He goes in for a fist bump. You have been chosen. Do it. Yeah, let's bump his fist. Hells yeah. You hear Snail ought to be yelling behind you. What's up? Nothing much. Work goes all the same. Starting for others. It's like a tidal wave hitting the shore, you know? Like a never-ending search for capital. Okay. Oh, because we can go in, no? Because she said we can go in. Now we can get this. Bingo, this is the ink. Inside you see tightly stacked series of iron cartridges, each marked with a series of numbers. More importantly, there are 3 different colors of ink: red, yellow, and green. Pick red, of course. If there's black, that'd be a logical choice. However, since the shipment clearly does not contain any black ink, go with the green one. It makes the most logical sense, being the Asgallus colors. Green. Go with green. We'll go with green. You grab one of the iron cartridges from the crate. They are heavy. The rigid metal feels cold to the touch. There's something sloshing around inside. There you go. Another quest complete. Just need to turn it in now. Despite placing the cartridge in my pouch, I don't quite feel like I've actually looted it. Ignore that. That's just your innate feeling that this quest item isn't that important. What? Do I not have it? I don't see it. Oh. Okay. Weird. Oh, that's fine. We finally came down here. Is there anything back here? Nope. Nothing. I really need to figure out how to get to the person in the other one. Then we need to come back here to get behind that mirror when Severa's not here. Whoa! Look at them go. Bookshop. Oh no, bookshop's not even gonna be open yet. Okay, so let's run down here. We'll take the long way back. Oh, whoa! I think I could interact with this door. Or is this the door I interacted with before? Meadow House. You approach one of the many doors out of Waterland View. One is as damp as the rest. Snail watches your moves carefully. What are you looking at? Nothing. I don't believe you. Shocking. Knock on the door. You rap against the solid wood. A very solid, very rhythmic knock. Wait. A moment passes. As it does, in the sound of heavy latch sliding, it's flung open. Beyond the frame, you see a human male, mid-30s, his short hair ruffled, his cloak wrapped around him like a makeshift toga. His face exerted in panic. Oh gods, no. No. Are you that intimidating? You see tears forming in his eyes. Leans forward, pleading, what happened to him? How awful. He thinks you're here to deliver terrible news. Calm down, no one is hurt. Oh, thank gods! He rushes in to give you a hug. Hug back. How lovely to share an embrace of a fellow man. This truly makes me glad. He takes a step back, wiping half-formed tears from his cheeks. I am Manus. I must have jumped to conclusions here. Sorry about that. We're here to investigate the tea shop. Yeah, what he said. Oh! The generic human male looks around. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to disclose any information of the local militia. That's what you are, no? A cleric of the local militia? Sure, but... You see, Octavio, he's a busy man, but he's directly instructing me in the case that if there aren't any inquiries, they would have to go through official channels, even for his inner circle. That's very suspicious. I'm sorry, I swear to you. We have all the legalities in order. I have diplomatic immunity. That's what it's called. Your companion gives you a raised eyebrows toward the fucking ceiling type of look. How can a lowbrow freestrider receive immunity? This is a bureaucratic farce. Diplomatic immunity? Yes. Who are you exactly? I am Manus. As I said, I am a freestrider and member of the Scotty Reed's Trading Company. I work for the first in command Guild Agent of Tolstead. I'm afraid I cannot offer anything more than that. So you're saying, good day. He shuts the door in your face. Ha! That was a roller coaster of emotion. What's a roller coaster? You ever heard of it's one of those carnival things, you know, one of those wooden inclines, the little cart that you ride all the way down. Huh. I thought those are called slippy slides. They are. The goblin is misinformed. Alright. I'm going to call them that so you can go ahead and translate that in your head. Anyways, can we go now? Why can't I get over here? There we go. Okay, so we'll continue around this way. We pray at the statue to switch out our spells, because I know I want what I want. Okay. So, I haven't been using Bless, so I think I'm fine with that, but I do want Comprehend Languages. I don't think we need Cure Wounds right now. Do Grease, Speak with Animals, Protection, Knock. I don't think we need Enhanced Ability. Bark Skin, Shield of Faith then. Okay. Sure, we'll do Bless. Guess we'll do Enhanced Ability. Cure Wounds. Cool. Look at all that. Tons of spells now. Okay, went around, still got that lobster there. Climb up. Oh yeah, these guys are still here. We'll look at y'all go. Still haven't sold your product. Sorry y'all. So we're gonna go down. Let's go turn in this quest. I feel like I should have found that man in yellow by now. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with finding this guy. I thought I'd just look through the place below, but maybe I haven't actually looked at it fully yet. I forgot where this one goes. Let's go in here. Oh. Cool. Can we go in here? Could we cast lock? Like, that'd be so fun if we could actually, break in there during the day. I don't think anything new is here. I feel like it always says go deep. Let's try it. Yeah, okay. Just need to go down more. Let's go on in. Let's chat with them. As you enter the sweaty apartment, with ink cartridges in hand, you encounter a rock and a hard place. You'll ruin a decade's worth of goodwill. The dwarf slaps the newspaper page against his massive forehead. For what?
Huh?
The girl snatches it from the dwarf's hand. Show me! Show me a single thing in here that's false! I dare you. It's not about truth or falsehood that matters. It's the content. The message. It's... via la evident. The dwarf mutters to himself, noticing his quote. Mr. City Man. Am I interrupting something? No. She takes a step towards you and quickly grabs a set of ink cartridges. Look, Elphaz. The cleric just allowed us to reach the entire city. She holds up the paper to his rec vase. They need to hear about this. I got access. The warehouse was pretty hard. I had to. Do you see how much the palace would love to see an article like that? Do not put me in a position where I have to tell the foreman to denounce the chant. For folk. Bah! Step in. Some of this conflict will be a good finish off his fetch quest. I feel like I have to step in here. Do you now? Then he takes a deep breath from his eyes. I apologize for having an issue. I'm just trying to... Mr. Cityman, please enlighten us. What does the law say on criminal incitement, specifically in print media? It's amazing rules. Few of them well written. Give me a practical example. As in, if someone printed a newspaper calling for a violent uprising. Generally, I don't think the city would be very happy with that. See? Look, Elphaz. Look at where we are. I'm in a closet with this goddamn esoteric message machine blowing hot air up in my ass. This city already guts us at every turn. The protests at the towers, your PPG problem. That bullshit with the Silkers Guild. They will never work with us. This is our only chance. We have the people's attention. It's time to drill it in their heads that they have the power here. You're missing the entire picture, girl. It's belittling to call her girl like that. Bah! He crosses his arm. You're correct. The people have power here. And we will use that power responsibly by creating lasting, lawful change. If you keep writing about violent revolution, the average person will think you're crazy. And even worse, if you push for all this other socio-relation crap. Crap? What is feminism? What is feminism? Just another ignorant reworking of Asgal's ideas? No, it's... The dwarf takes a deep breath. You know, I am very much in favor of pressing down hierarchies. But to put such a threatening stance on the way people have lived for centuries, it is not wise. It is not wise to tell women and oppressed minorities they should have rights. They have rights. We have universal suffrage. Norvik is the most egalitarian city on the coast. We spent decades working for that. Universal suffrage, sure. But 9 out of 10 guild leaders and business owners are human men. She taps her fingers to list off the talking board. Women earn lower salaries across all workers' sectors. Citizenship is withheld from other folk types on the basis of so-called monstrous traits. Halflings are constantly extradited to the Horde, while every other major faction ignores their pleas, mind control being used somehow as a legal tool of the state. And despite the outcalls, over and over again, none of the four folk have even begun to address any of the core demands. Don't even get me started on rights among MGIs, or the femme beard debacle, or the refusal to stand by all our... She taps her index finger against her chest with every word. Cross. Folk. Attraction. Couples. We have toiled, Modessa. He mutters, his voice weak and dry. Decades of work. All to reach this point. You'll throw it all away if you try to play the game. You know the party is not behind even half these ideas. The party doesn't have vision. That's why we're not winning. We have as many voters as the Free Sheriffs, potentially more. You think the number matter? After all you've seen, they don't care. We'll make them care! Bah! Dwarf takes a step back to catch his breath. All the other workers in the apartment just seem to go along as usual. Let's try wisdom. Oh, it's not great. Oh, wait! Lady Fair, hell yes! She hates them. She hates how she's pushed down. She's been pushed down all of her life. She hates how powerless she feels all the time, every day. Every time she walks down the street and someone looks at her funny. Every time someone asks when she's going to grow up and start a family instead of playing around in some Asgalis LARP outfit. You see it in her eyes. Hate and anger. Anger from endless systemic injustice. What are you looking at? She says in a scoff. It's your choice. You don't need this article, Modessa. The system is unfair. Yes. But don't trust the Alphas to change it. Change it yourself. She stares at you. If you publish this, they'll push you out, and everyone like you. Your voices will be silenced in the years to come. Instead, speak out slowly, bit by bit, until your ideas are accepted as truth. She clicks her tongue and looks over to Alphas with a frown, then glares at you. Not today, but tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Fine. I'll change it. I'll rewrite the article. Thank you, the dwarf says, and closes his eyes. He looks extremely relieved. But I'm not happy about it. I am sorry, but really, thank you. Thank you, Modessa. Alphaz goes over to his comrades to begin the final process of the machine. She grunts out, You had the ink, right, Mr. Cleric? Hand her the ink. She quickly looks it over with a stern face. Green? Really? They didn't have any black. Oh, shit. I'll mix it out with what we have. Should make it readable still. Green is at least thematically relevant. She shrugs. Then Modessa pours it into the machine. Egalitarian Dream. Complete copper press feeder. Another STEAM achievement. Thanks to this, we'll actually be able to reach the last portion of voters before the election now. I'm sorry about this mess. I shouldn't have apologized really, but her voice trails off as she stares at the components on the printer. It's an ideological battlefield. Keep fighting. She keeps working on the machine. Well, let's go turn in this quest now too. Oh, we're clearing quests left and right in this video. The heart pumps blood to all veins. A fully interconnected series of stops, each necessary for survival of the whole. All stops must accept that blood. They can never be cut or clogged, or the entire system collapses in an instant. This is the weakness of the egalitarian dream, as well as the strength. Unity and spirit, at both rise and fall. A beautiful idea. Truly lovely. Asgalism was born under the conditions of twos. The first, a literacy for the masses, created in various forms across different cultures during the Arcane Era. The second, a deep enough divide in wealth between the masses and their masters. Feudalism holds deep and fast due to the inability for its serfs to understand its functions for their system, to see their own shackles and how to break them. The most advanced governmental structures of both federated magedoms, parliamentary republics, and constitutional empires all grow partially due to their oh my gosh, I know how to say this word, I'm blanking on it. Orgifying nature in modern city-state industrial developments. And this, some states hold out better than others. Some floating cities in Old Demonor, specifically that of the Old Shadow Lord, would grant access to magical food to all lower classes. Others would offer free education for all children, no matter their birth, in order to find those gifted in the art of esoteric. Actions like these, along with steadily rising quality of life, prolonged the spread of working-class resentment. However, Roigfall Empire had no such luck. The kingly line had sat on the forged throne for hundreds of years. Their monarchical autocratic ways were roughly burrowed into every cavern and fungus farm, cavern, and their population. Through developments of the Arcane Era trickling down through the cracks of the earth, the already massive dwarven population exploded. Within a generation, it doubled. Approximately 30 million dwarves lived in the Empire by 440 AE, the vast majority of them living in absolute poverty. Starvation was rampant in times of rotting conflict. Heavy taxation mixed with little to no protection from monsters or raids meant that life for the serfs was hard and rough. It was in these conditions a man was born and raised, his dreams filled with one thing, emancipation, the right of every dwarf to own a hand. That man, Asgal Ashma. The birth of Asgalism. What a story. It technically goes back even further. What Asgal did was gain access to books by banned dwarven scholars, gnomish thinkers, and Norian philosophers, all pointing him towards his own brand of radical egalitarian ideology. Asgalism exploded with Asgal and his revolution, yes, but it was born as early as the Divine Era, for those dreams had lingered in the minds of all folk for as long as there have been shackles, and they have been documented about for as long as there has been paper to write on. Yet it took a walking god to push the oppressive regime back. Asgal wasn't a god, he was a man. Asgal was a man, blessed by divine force. He was no god, yet it is true, despite what many say that he used great esoteric power and strength to lead his revolution. Understandable. The Empire probably had a ton of wizards and magical forces, just like the Arcanists during that era. The Coast War was underway after all. Esoteric reality begets esoteric means. Many dwarfs died during the initial fighting. Many more died during the first years of the AFF. How many exactly? Millions. How many millions? The exact number is hard to tell. This is a point of contention for you, and many others. Asgalium Elzum had a slow start. Dwarves quickly pulled out of the Coast War, leaving the VK behind. But with that, many dwarves were put back into the workforce and reunited with their families after decades of warfare. Economically, they were unable to manage such a sprawling set of states directly. But the fungus farms and vast cavern valleys were handed to the people who worked on those lands instead of the greedy nobles who once lorded over them. Asgil took steps in the right direction, even as all the forces in the world pushed against him. Whew. Some people died. What would this cleric say? So he's been Asgal. What is a cleric? He believes in war. Yeah, this cleric would say it was all worth it. It's not for the AFF itself, but then for the dreams that spun around the coast. Today, Asgalism, in all its forms, along with the lessons of the Folkholm, show us a brave new path. That of a softer Asgalism. That of democratic socialism. Good compromise. It is. The argument against social democracy is, in Asgal circles, is simple, however. It does not do enough. The forces of capital easily consume and co-opt the socialist goals. They did this in Sylvani before it was taken by the Free Striders as a free city. Norvik itself is under that same threat. As such, it remains a debate. The dwarves, who have made a great cooperation with the humans of the city, have all converted into a nicer form of slow incrementalism, a social and democratic idea. It is this unity between humans and dwarves. You also see this greater vision of an egalitarian future, for there is no greater example of post-folk type exclusivism. Oh my gosh. But in the same time, the younger, more hot-headed Asgalis also have a dream of their own, one of truly owning the means of production post-haste like the Asgal intended. So the question remains, you have dealt with it firsthand in the past. Should Norvik embrace radical Asgalism or continue down the path of social democracy? Say we need radical change, because I feel like that is how this cleric would go. Half dwarf, be an Asgal 12 times. Oh, a new achievement. Think what you will, say what you can, but the Asgalis have, at the very least, mastered the modern pathways of communication. You view every societal issue through an Asgalis lens. The copper press, those mad Asgalis, are utilizing it just as they should to influence the minds of the populace. During better times, the Arcanists would do as such in more direct ways, of course. The irony is that is lost upon these poor fools. If anything, you can learn something from watching their mass media propaganda in motion. Sharing of ideas is very different from mind control. You would think that, however, in statistical analysis, the difference is all the smaller than one would assume. The printing of ideas is the second step towards emancipation, the realization of a better word. They are enduring. Cast out from below, exiled from homeland, spread across the land, above and beyond. Like Agarians, they see the earth, growing. A weed or a fertile wheat, you do not know. This is Asgelian endurance. A weed, surely. As such, land requires proper cleansing at some point. Not a weed, a fungus. Feeding a family of 16 dwarvelings, all hungry from working the fields. And if they do not have enough to feed themselves, their neighbors will share what they have. This is the dream. This is the communal spirit of Asgelism. Okay, let's see what they all do. Mass media propaganda. Change their mind. If they're not allowed to do it esoterically, they'll do it via the written word. Alters ability score modifiers of text. Positive modifiers get +1, negative modifiers get -1. Okay. Human dwarf unity. Together we are strong. The social communal Asgelianism wisdom. While you're at full health, whenever you take damage, those dice are rolled with disadvantage. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Asgelian endurance. Ideas are infectious. They live on. Every 3 hours spent being exhausted, you lose 1 exhaustion. Ooh, that's nice. So the text. What's the dwarf one again? Probably gonna go with the full health one. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna actually equip it, but in a society in which folk type is only a suggestion and not a barrier of any kind. Cool. I think we just leveled up too. Let's check out our quest tree, because yeah, so I thought another one popped up. Election week. Okay, let's take root in here too. You have expressed some opinions lately. I have. Now you'll listen to true reason. You see, what all this has been is an opportunity, one to share this tumultuous part of yourself with others. So now that part lives out there. It will stay there for some time, collecting into the zeitgeist, growing, decaying until it festers into an unimaginable beast of bureaucracy. That, in its nature, is an election, a general election of leadership and governance. It is, of course, a complete farce. Let's see if we can pass this. Nice. Ask. Do this. Receive an answer. Do not regret your inquiry. Seriously, who should I vote for? Being blunt is healthy. As such, you should listen to the following well. There is no good choice here. None whatsoever. Yeah, fuck it. What about the goddamn Asgelis? If a dozen dwarfs knocked on your door and asked you to hand over all your wealth, the promise that it would be returned when you really need it, would you trust them? What if they took just a little bit? Whoa, okay. They would never stop there. You see, Asgel was a simple underground dwarven male born during the Divine Era. He was a dwarf who came from nothing but resentment and anger. It's not clear whether or not he was truly a demigod. But in his death, he had left a ruined empire in his wake. Millions starving, 1,000-year legacy of dwarven history destroyed. He wanted to take the amazing riches gathered by the many dynasties of the lower empire and simply hand them out to the population. An idealist revolutionary. Some see him as a precursor to the Free Strider movement, but in comparison, miraculously, the Free Striders look somewhat competent. The dwarfs beneath Ascani never recovered from Asgel. Today his followers are known as exiles, since they are not allowed to even mention his foul name underground. Yet here, in our city, we allow Asgelis to gather and share their toxic ideal freely? We are lucky that we do not have the same kind of backing the Free Striders have. That would be the end of everything you hold dear. Interesting perspective. I'm ready to make my decision. Social democracy is the only ideology that does not trample upon the safety of a working person. Asgelism, as it appears in Norvik, is good. True good. Your stomach rumbles. The Hungarians are not even represented. This is very upsetting to your gut. Tell me more about the Asgelis. I mean, this is what we're going with. We're an Asgelis in this playthrough. For your brothers and your sisters, for everyone below you, to flatten this uneven city, to make everything just and good, it is simply a dream. Asgelism. Whenever you take damage, move 1 step forward on a secret 3-step counter. On step 1, a thesis d20 is thrown. On step 2, if the damage you take is higher than the thesis dice, an antithesis d4 dice is thrown. On step 3, the damage you took is lowered either by 1 or by the antithesis die. Wow. Why was it saying the thesis of the antithesis die if you rolled 1 during step 2? This is synthesis somehow. The next time you take damage, return to step 1. Okay. Yes, you do. Let's do that. Yeah, we're gonna go with it. I am as Gallist. You will make the world better. Feel great deal of knowledge in dealing with the burning question in your heart. Cool. I actually want to equip that feat. So what do we want to get rid of? One hit point every hour is really nice. I love that proficiency. I like advantage on initiative rolls. Extra proficiency. Let's get rid of this one. Let's equip this one. Okay, and then we will do our level advancement. Could just keep going up on wisdom, get that all the way to max. Ooh, and it'll give us a +1 on wisdom. The only one that will do that. Yeah, let's go for it. Now we got 2 level 3 spell slots. Cool. Okay, this seems like a good stopping place. For now, we finished a lot of quests this time. Next, we'll dive into the underground and see if we can find anything new there. See if we can finally track down that man in yellow. Thank you all so much for joining me. You're the best and absolutely wonderful. I'm really enjoying this game. I hope you're enjoying it too. It really feels like things are starting to come together, and I feel like the second half of day 3 is going to be quite quick. With day 4 and 5 probably, well, day 4 maybe being quick. Day 5 probably is going to be long. I mean, we already know that there's going to be, things being delivered, parade. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited to see how it plays out. Thank you for joining. So yeah, I'll save here real quick, and we'll log off. Have an amazing day, y'all. Take care.